on Gail's life.
We're about to begin. Hello, hello. Happy
Hey.
4th of July, guys.
Hi.
How are you?
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
If you're watching the replay, I appreciate it.
Just
And
done.
I'm up here.
All right. We got
I know you love saying.
Mary and Susan with Butler Family Farm.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey.
all adds up. Hi, Lori and Bob. Joe Fixer.
Hi.
There.
Carol Wood, welcome in.
Behind him, seeing. Okay.
And Ed with Whistle Stop
Oh, look,
Homestead.
this is not on YouTube.
Jennifer Ocean Homestead.
There's this.
I don't even get invited to anything.
Poor
Well,
Ed.
Yeah, more real time.
I don't actually have the paid version right now, so I basically just sent out them to random people. I didn't know if anybody would be available for the 4th. If you guys were all going out and about. Mother Earth Garden Club. But I could send you one if you want it, Mr. Ed. I like to say Mr. Ed because it makes me think of the horse, Mr. Ed.
I know.
I forgot how that went with the Mr. Ed.
The famous Mr. Ed. A horse
That's
with a
it.
horse.
You're old enough for that one, Gail.
Of course.
Huh?
I didn't think you were old enough to know about Mr. Ed the horse.
Yeah, Mr. Ed. My mom actually had a boyfriend after my dad, and his name was Cliff. And every time she would say his name, I would say, Clifford, the big red dog.
Oh, God.
Because at the time, I was a paraprofessional for like 2nd and 3rd graders. And that was like a popular book, you know?
Yep.
So every time I heard his name, I just thought about Clifford, the big red dog. And I would say it, and she would just laugh. I don't think I said it to him personally, but check your pockets, Douglas. Welcome in. Mother Earth Garden Club, welcome in. Happy Independence Day to all. What are you guys doing today? Anybody doing anything interesting? Andy?
Staying inside and out of the heat. Oh, our neighbors, they started all last week with fireworks because fireworks here are legal now, and the ordinance have changed, so they've been doing it every night. So tonight I might go out there and just watch a little bit.
One of my most memorable 4th of July memories is I was with the church and I was on a mission trip to Utah. And in Utah, and this was the night before we were supposed to start, we were invited. We had a host that were inviting us, and we were going to have a barbecue at their house. And there were people, there were children shooting up fireworks in the streets. It was the wildest thing I ever seen. Who needs a fireworks show? There were fireworks everywhere because they're legal there, and they're just like, it's like pandemonium. I had never seen that in my whole life. I'm like, oh, my kid's only 10 or 13, and there they are. Their parents are letting them shoot them up. I'm like, what?
We didn't get to do that.
At my age, I have still never actually shot off a firework myself. I've watched them. I bought them
As a kid.
Okay. I had to get some vitamin C in me. We went kayaking today, early this morning, fishing and kayaking. And
I feel like I got some sunburn on my arms today being out. We went out to Fort Richardson today.
Yeah, what a beautiful place.
Wow.
And I got myself I think it's a sunburn because I feel hot. I feel hot right now.
I had to spray myself 3 or 4 times with sunscreen, and I don't like using it. But my legs and my knees, because you're sitting in the kayak, right?
Jan, did you get your nap?
I did. I took my 20-minute power nap.
It's 42 in Australia.
You lucky dog. Oh, man. I'm jealous.
Block her out.
Yeah,
I'm what's that nonsense, Ariella?
It's cold here. You still do that.
Right now, 42, so
it's 80, and it'll be like minus 20 or something, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
be able to do that. Hi, Beth.
Hey,
I
Beth.
much prefer 42 over 82.
Oh, yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, put a blanket on or a coat or a hat or gloves or whatever.
Mm.
Not
Yeah.
that it's that fun to wear that stuff, but 92, yeah. My
92.
Wow.
temperature's
Wow.
probably more like Nancy's there. It's probably closer to
Mm.
92. Hi, Bob.
And it's
Yeah.
humid in Ohio. We're
Yeah.
84. Here, we're all going to do our weather.
Weather. Yeah.
84.
I'm hotter than you are, Jan.
I know.
Mm.
What's wrong with
We
well,
actually got a
you
little bit
are
of
up
rain
north.
and
You're
cloud
way up
cover,
north.
but it was
Mm.
stinky, like humid
It's
hot.
humid.
Mhm.
That's the killer. It's humid.
Mm.
Sticky,
The
sticky.
worst.
I need to get you started here, Jan, and of course everybody thumbs up and
Oh,
all of that.
yeah.
Sorry, I
worst
don't
part
have
of
the campers in
Texas
the
is
street yard right now.
August.
I would have liked for y'all to all go up on your channels too, but don't
Oh, good.
want to
Hold
put
on.
money toward that right now.
Hi, Susan and Jerry.
We went to the fort today, and it was probably one of the nicest forts we had actually been to.
Very
There was
nice.
more structures there, and the lawn was kept really well. And when we finished that, we decided just to drive around and see what else is in the park. And but I knew I didn't really want to do a hike because I had already been hiking around that whole thing. So then we came across the pavilion. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest looking pavilion. And
Yeah.
there's like a bathroom at the very top, and then you go downstairs. They also have a wheelchair ramp there.
Isn't
And
that
the pavilion is down in the trees, and there's like trees surrounding the whole thing. There's a little creek right there that you could see through the trees, and then there's picnic tables. There's a huge fire pit that has a stone
That's what I like.
stone seat surrounding it. So as we're walking in there, my hubby says, "I think we need to do a meetup right there." So he's all fired up about it, So he wants to do a Texas meetup in like March or April.
We're gonna combine Missouri and Texas. No, I'm just kidding. Just joking.
That's why we wanted to pick a different month so we could see people twice. Of course, Jerry and Susan. Hello, Lynette. I've actually seen more of anybody else because they go to Pinecone Fest and to Jan's meetup, so I get to see them twice a year.
Well, next year, Big Matt Outdoors is supposed to be doing a meetup around April too. He's taking over the one that Devil Dog did.
Oh, the Houston, Texas.
Yeah, it's supposed to be down in that area.
Houston. Well,
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I have to check with Big Matt. But he's supposed
let
to be
me
doing
know.
one.
Let me know.
Okay.
If I get information, I might could go. We would definitely be staying in the RV because we went and we switched our camper RV in for a trailer type because getting up and down off of that bed was quite complicated.
Yeah.
And we thought as we get older, it's going to get harder. So we only had it for a year. We already traded it in for a different one. And probably almost really started over, but we won't even go into that. But it's going to be a lot better because it's got a regular bathroom. Everything's all on one level,
Have you been out on it? Have you taken a trip yet? Have you used it?
No. Actually, our first trip will be in about 2 weeks. We have a family reunion about an hour and a half from here. So our very first trip is going to be over near Mineral Wells. And we're going to be going to a family reunion over there, my family reunion. So that'll be our first trip in it. And then our second will probably be Pinecone Fest unless we pull out another trip sometime between now and then. But anyway, hubby's wanting to do a meetup next year in like March or April. So our own meetup. I told him, I was like, my biggest fear is nobody would come.
Well, when you first have a meetup, that's one of the things that you worry about because you put so much work into it, and then starts like you said for a month.
And I think you have to just kind of scale it down and think, okay, well, it might be 10 people the first year.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, small
And
ones are
just,
good too. Small ones are good.
yeah, I really don't even know how many people are in there or what all people are near Texas. I really don't know. But if
Yeah.
you guys could share this out in your community tab to get a few more people in here, I am going to draw a little bit later for some seeds. If you guys are interested in winning, I know we have lots and lots of seeds, but I'm going to give you a choice of like 3 seeds to pick from. And so you can pick what you might be interested in. I have a
You
little,
can send some sunflower seeds. I don't mind.
yeah, I am going to,
Mine are does this year.
Would that be salted or unsalted?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
salted,
Big
please.
older.
I cut a couple of my head, I cut a couple of heads off. Cut a couple of sunflower heads off, and I have them drying on my garden table outside. So I've already been deadheading my sunflowers. When I came back from the meetup, we had a storm, and a lot of them were kind of laying over.
Oh,
So I've started deadheading them some, and some of them are still standing, but some of them are laying down.
Yeah.
And
All that with the onions and
one section is getting chewed up by something. I know
Who has
that.
the parakeet?
What's that?
Who has the parakeet?
Uh,
I hear
Nancy?
I hear a bird chirp. Is that you, Nancy?
we don't have any birds. We have no animals.
I hear a bird too.
Ariella?
I wonder. I haven't got any, but there might be some birds just outside the window or something, or
I hear
you
a
know,
bird.
some of the critters that live around here in this house. It could be too.
Mm.
I was thinking maybe it was Robin, but I wasn't thinking about
Hmm.
Robin was on the panel, but that was my first thought because
No.
she has that new parakeet.
Yeah. If you've seen the latest short that I put out, you'll know what I mean.
I can hear it too, big time.
Yeah, I can hear it. I don't know. We don't know where the birds are coming from, guys.
It's the bird.
Oh well,
They're not coming from here.
there's some birds just outside the window here. That might be what it is. I can hear them when I sort of if I
Oh,
pull an
yeah.
earbud out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was
we're not all
thinking-
going crazy.
No, they just
Yeah.
want to be in the chat too. You know,
Yeah.
in the hair.
They want to put their 2 cents worth in.
And we're not going. We're already there.
Yeah.
Going
8:17 a.m. here. So yeah, would explain the birds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, Jerry, that is correct.
What
We're
did
already.
you guys do today? Anything?
Well, Gail, I'm excited for you. I think that will be fun, and I think you got the right attitude about just go and try it. If it works, great.
Yeah, don't sign up say you're going to do it every year. Just say you're going to do it once and see how it works.
Yeah, we're just gonna have a
You know, 'cause you're like, yeah, I want to do this. I'm like, oh my gosh, guy, you know, you don't even know anybody's going to come.
you
Well,
start advertising like now if you want to do it. Start.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
8 months before
I
March.
don't.
I get a couple months.
Everybody put
or
in the
month
chat
break.
what state they live in currently, and I'm going to try to start getting a list of who's actually in Texas. Now, of course, I know people travel outside of their state, but just get an idea.
Yeah.
I
Well,
live in
If
Alaska.
you're only worried about Texas, I'm not gonna worry about coming then.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying you might as well invite the people from Texas, and then you hope other people will come, but you don't know if they're going to travel or not.
True.
I mean, I travel to Missouri, but that doesn't mean. But it's a nice park. There's a whole fort there.
It sounds cool.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now?
Okay, I'm gonna pop
He's
down.
talking about
My
me being
lives after
excited.
you.
He's
Bye.
so excited. He's already like making thumbnails, and
Oh gosh, cool.
Oh, cool.
it's
I'm
not
gonna
me.
pop down, Gail.
He's out of control over here. Hi, Jan.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
Jan.
pop down.
Why?
So I gotta get ready for my life.
Oh,
Okay.
That's right.
That's
All right.
cool.
Live too.
Love y'all. Happy 4th.
We'll see you
We'll
on
have
your
we'll
live.
come over to
See
see
you
you.
later, Jan. And yes, we'll see you on your live.
Okay. Did you just do that, Jerry?
Yes.
See ya.
You're lucky you're one of my best friends. Bye.
Like,
Bye. No, I would love it if you guys would come, Jerry and Susan. We're gonna do it. We're gonna sign up to do it once, and then we'll see what
well,
happens.
I just told Susan that I would never drive to Texas again by myself.
Well, I would want her to come with you.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It just depends. See,
I would tell you to get back in the truck and go back and get her.
well, this year, something said I went to California for my retreat and to see my mom because we're doing our cruise in August. Most times we go in August, but April seems to be better because there's not a lot of farm stuff going on. And in August, we were
thinking like not as hot, we were kind of just batting ideas around on the drive home.
Yeah.
We were thinking March or April because, I think there's one meetup in April, but all the rest of them are like April, June, October. I don't really know any of the other ones because I've heard 10 Killers in April. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Mid America's in May.
Yes.
And then Ozark is in June,
right?
And then Pinecone Fest is in October. So we were thinking it'd be a totally different month. So we wanted to pick a cooler month. So we're thinking about March or April.
Yeah, I just know Big Matt was going to do one next year for like Devil Dog did because Devil Dog said he didn't want to do it again because
that sounded like See, that's why I just want to say 1 year because I just want to see.
Yeah, but I don't know what weekend he's picking in what was March? April was in April. I don't know if he's picking March or April. So
and we may end up in March.
That would be okay.
So, yeah. But they have RV spots. They have cabins, and they have tent camping. And they have their cabins are similar to what Ozark has. It's got beds and air conditioning and heating. That's pretty much it. There's no bathroom, but there isn't in the other ones either. However, the one good thing about it is that the pavilion has regular bathrooms, not vaulted bathrooms.
That's nice.
And the bathroom is right there. You just got to either go up the stairs or you can go up the wheelchair ramp. But it's just right there,
What kind of weather generally do you have in March?
70s and 80s.
How about rain?
We do have some rain. Yeah.
So it's possible. So it's not like anything.
Yeah, you definitely want to prepare for rain for sure. Yeah.
It's got pavilion. People stay on the pavilion, stay out of rain.
Right.
Yeah, you'd want to prepare for rain, have a rain. One of the best parts about the pavilion area is there's a fire pit there that is just huge. And it's got a stone thing all the way around it. Of course, there'll be people in chairs too, but you know how we were doing our meetup on the ground and there was like ticks falling out of the sky, out of the trees and off the ground and getting in people's. I ended up with one on my leg, back of my leg. And Adrian got one on her neck, and I think maybe some other people got them too. So, it's actually paved right there where the fire pit is, so there wouldn't really be ticks.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I don't think I got any ticks there at Jan's because I already have ticks waiting for me at home. We've got ticks really bad. Well, it's getting better, but for a while there.
Apparently that's a Missouri thing because it seems like everywhere, they were all talking about that over there, but it's probably possible in Texas too because he had one. Hubby had one, but I think he got it from here, so we must have them too sometimes.
Yeah. My chickens are out ranging every day, and they usually keep it to control. But it's just keeping the grass cut. With so much rain, we couldn't
we
get
had-
out and mow.
We had
And
too
we
much
still
rain.
have a lot of places that we need to get, cut down, but other things have taken priority. So,
Yeah, it's been downright miserable outside. I will admit, Ed, if you're in here, you're gonna find this funny. My garden is full of weeds because it's too hot and there's too many mosquitoes, and I just don't even want to be out there.
That's what's
Yeah.
bad this year.
Go out there
Mosquitoes.
a little bit in the morning when I feed the chickens. I'll do a little bit of work in the garden, and then I'll go out to water it at night. I'll do a little bit before or after watering. That's it. I get maybe 3 15-minute increments outside per day. That's how hot and sticky, and the mosquitoes have even been biting in the daytime here sometimes.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
We were talking about it, and Nancy's scratching her arms. Like she feels the ticks on her.
Well, no, I ate something yesterday and I'm having reactions. So now it makes me itch. My eyes are red and swollen, and the blotchiness is coming. And then 2 days before that, I didn't eat nothing, no paprika, no nothing, and it's between my bends and my elbows. I told Gail earlier, I said, I'm going to stop eating. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, man. Don't worry,
Mm.
Jan. I'm going to keep coming to the meetups. I'll deal with the ticks. I'll just have to have a tick check when I'm done. We did that at the end when we came in from the fireside chat. So we checked each other for ticks to make sure, because you don't want them to be in there too long. So you want to check and get them out.
Drop down on me, and I find them like crawling up the back of my
Neck.
into my hair.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst feeling.
Yeah, I can feel them. I say, okay, check it, got a tick.
I could feel it. Hello, Mimi's place. It felt kind of itchy, and it was like the day after we got back, the morning of the next day. I woke up and I was like, something feels itchy, and it was on the back of my leg, so I couldn't really see it or get to it.
Yeah.
So like, I was like bringing the tweezers, like, here, you got to dig this out.
Yeah,
I want it out now. And he's all having to dig in there and
Take a match, light it, put it on the tick, and it will release it. You don't get burned, but it doesn't like the heat, so it will release, and then you can just pull right on out easy.
Oh yeah,
that's good. I'll have to try that next time.
Well, that's the same thing.
that's okay on people, but when we have to take them off the dogs, they don't.
No,
Yeah.
they might get hysterical on you, but a person.
Yeah,
They
and we've
know
had them
it
on the dogs once or twice where they bit. We didn't know that they were there, and they just, it was a mess.
Yeah.
Big.
They got really big. It was makes you want to throw up.
Hubby said, I am not out of control.
Yeah,
Not yet, but Taz, you're close.
Yeah. No, that's exciting. I use peroxide to get ticks off. Well, that's good. There's probably something I wonder if there's something you can put on your skin to, like do
Vanilla.
You use off.
Huh?
Vanilla off. Yeah, you use vanilla.
Yeah.
You use them off.
I'd rather
Yeah,
use
date off. Yeah, that'll work, but it's probably not real good for you to do it too much.
Yeah.
Smelling like vanilla would be way better than smelling like off, and off is full of all kinds of bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff's good for other stuff.
For your nail polish, yeah. I don't think we had any. We just have nail polish with color, and I don't paint my nails very often, so I used to do it more. But
Then you have
this is something you might not believe. I used to wear fake nails.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I stocked groceries at Walmart with a full set of fake nails. Every once in a while, I go to stock something and I click the side of the case,
Yeah.
Ow. They're like, did you hit your nail again? Or did you break your nail again?
Yeah, break your nail.
And then you have to go to the place and get them to repair one nail. It was crazy. But yeah, I did used to wear nails. Don't anymore.
Mike just text Jan, May 15th and the 17th, Mid-American meetup.
Okay.
So why did Mike text Jan, though?
I don't
Why
know.
didn't you just put it in the chat?
Maybe Jan asked him,
Yeah,
so we
she
would
may
end
text
up
him.
with the same.
Big Matt is one I don't know. That's one we have to find out about because
Yeah, let me know when you find out.
I
Maybe
don't
I
know if
can.
he's still going to do it or not.
That
We have to
sounded
find
like
out.
it was a fun meetup. Y'all had all these cool things that you did.
Yeah, it was cool. The one in Texas was cool. It wasn't your typical meetup.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. No, I like that though. That was cool. Different things.
Oh, somebody got
Uh-oh. That would not be good. I
Yeah.
lost a diamond ring when I worked at Taco Bell when I was younger.
Impossible thing. Yeah.
Oh, that wouldn't be good.
No,
Yeah.
never found again.
Wow.
I wonder if somebody ate it.
Yeah, that's a yeah.
Mm.
I guess that's a bad sign when you lose your engagement ring, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that engagement didn't turn out. Can you believe it?
Oh,
I don't know. I know
that's
somebody.
okay.
I know somebody who lost a wedding ring and a custom gold ring, and we're still together.
Yeah, I did. My hands. I
Yeah.
took my ring off. We were at a event that
No, you're at work.
it was at San Diego at the fair, and we were. I took my rings off and wrapped them up in tissue and put them in my purse. That's what it was at the fair.
Right, and then you went to work and you
And I
said,
went to work and had to blow my nose or something. I didn't have the tissue in my purse. Pulled this one out and just threw it away because it's all wadded up.
Yeah.
It was a gorgeous set. It
Oh
just,
my goodness.
Oh.
I had a custom made out of the gold that we had dug up out of the desert.
I can ask him. Well, she knew I didn't want to conflict with anyone's exact date, at least. So that's cool. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, next year, Mid America is going to be down there at
Texaroma.
Texoma
Lake Texaroma.
Texoma.
Texoma.
Yeah, it's a river or
lake.
a lake that's
Right on the border.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, if I was going to add a meetup to mine, I would probably add Mike and Terry's Mid American meetup. That would probably be the one I would add.
Yeah. They do.
I've met them. I've met them a few times. So
yeah, it's a fun one too.
Yeah, it sounds like it is.
Last year I couldn't do any lives because we were just had terrible coverage. Cell phone coverage was terrible there.
One thing I'm thinking about doing for the Ozark meetup and maybe for our own meetup as well is buying a bingo set.
I like bingo.
It'll take a while. It'll take some money to initially get it because I want to have a fairly nice thing, but mainly I want to have nice cards that are reusable.
Yeah, that helps.
The wooden ones that you do the slide over are the kind that we got at our. And remember, you got to get at least 50.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Because you don't know.
And some people like to play 2 cards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, maybe like the reader could give their card to their spouse and their spouse would have 2 or whatever. But
yeah.
Like it.
I'll volunteer to read.
You'll be you'll volunteer to read?
Sure.
Okay. At either one of the meetups?
Either one.
Yeah.
Our youngest went to Catholic
Because
school.
if I buy it, I'll have it for both. You know what I mean? And I'll use it for both. But that was my idea. I thought, wouldn't bingo be fun? And what you do is maybe do the bingo before the actual giveaway, right? So the people that win on the bingo cards get to go and pick their prize.
Yeah.
And then after you've played however many games there is, like 10 or however many different kinds of games there are, then after that you start drawing tickets.
That's a good idea.
And then the person just picks something and then you draw. So that was kind of my idea, my vision for it. But so I'm going to try to invest in buying that.
That'd be cool.
This year.
Yeah, nice.
to use. So I'll have it to use. So we're gonna invest in bingo. I think it would be fun. We play bingo every year at his company picnic. They do it for. I think they just do it the one in the summer. I think they just do it for the one in the summer. Yeah, they're
Our
barbecuing.
youngest went to Catholic school, and part of our tuition was to work Friday night bingo at the Catholic church. So we used to do the ticket, sell the stuff up and down the aisles, and the pull tabs. That's when pull tabs first came out. So we did that. But that was our Friday night gig, was to work Catholic bingo. So
Yeah,
tall, but
No, like I have all kinds of little sayings in my head
yeah, you do.
to go with it.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That'll be fun. That makes it fun. I actually like it when people do that. I remember I've been to some bingo where they've done that. Not any of the ones I've been, not his work doesn't do that.
Well, and they don't do it at the casinos either. Casinos that have bingo, it's just cut and dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. We don't like cut and dry. We like to be fun.
A little character in there.
Yeah, we like the character. Character's fun. Character's what makes life better.
Exactly.
It is not cheaper to buy paper, Tamara. Believe it or not, I priced it both ways. And think of it. Okay, if you have 30 people and they play 10 games each, you have to literally give all 30 people 10 games. So in the long run, really, those wooden cards are a better investment, because the paper cards, you're going to have to give everybody 10. Then, okay, to top it all off, if you have paper cards, you also have to have a dauber, and the dauber is where they get you. So it's actually cheaper to buy the wooden cards than it is to pay for the paper ones plus the dauber. And I know this because I already did my research on Amazon, because I was going to get them for the Ozark meetup.
Right. Yeah.
However, if we do our own meetup, I'll use it for mine, and then you turn around and use it for Jan's, mine, and Linda's.
The cards are better.
So that's why it's a better investment. So it is not going to be cheap, but I think it will be fun, and I think people will really enjoy it. And there's a lot of occasions where I could use it. I won't have it this time. I won't have it in time for this family reunion that we're having, but maybe by next year I'll probably order it in January, like with my income tax money that I get, and just buy the basket and then buy the cards. And I'm thinking 50, because I know our thing is not going to have a lot of people, because it'll be our very first one. We'll be lucky to probably get 10 channels. Anyway, but Jan's is going to have at least 30 to 60 people. So, you're going to need, but that's the problem. The dauber costs money. And remember, the daubers don't last forever. So you're better just to pay for the wooden ones.
Well, and those bring back memories to a lot of people that played bingo with those cards,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They do. And the little slide overs, they're going to last so much longer.
Yeah.
You get in my head.
Oh.
Get out of my head. That's what I was
That's
thinking.
what you're thinking, nostalgia.
Yeah, she's thinking exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I used to go play bingo in the bingo halls. I had a couple of friends along the way that took me, and I used to go play. And I was going to say pretty lucky, but I don't say lucky anymore. So I was pretty blessed, let's just say. I go through phases where I win a lot, and then phases where I don't win for a while. So you just never know.
Exactly.
My mother was a bingo person for quite a few years. She had her little route. She played at several different places, and she was almost as bad as that Roseanne show when she was on bingo. Bingo. She had all her little trolls lined up on the front. It was an obsession. But yeah,
Weird.
He thinks that his one from his job is probably 20 years old. Those sliding.
Wow.
So just imagine how many years we're going to get out of those, or at least 13 years, because it's been there as long as he's worked there.
Ariel's birds are back.
$1 each times 50. That's $50. Then you have to pay for the paper cards, and every person's going to need at least 10 cards because you got diagonal, you got straight in a row, you got blackout, you got whatever the four corners is.
Yeah.
They have all these names. 6-pack. I think there's however many total games there are. That's how many we will play, and then after that, we'll just do the. I think it'll be fun.
Jennifer's right. We should ask Jesse to watch for it on that auction stuff he gets. His son works at an auction house where they get all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And they auction off, and he always gets first like jab at because his son says, "Hey, we got this, we got that." So Jesse will go and get it before it actually goes on auction. So maybe he might come across. I'll have to let him know and see if he'll keep an eye out for something like that. It may save some money.
Announcer of games. Well, Jerry already called. He already called bingo numbers.
Hubby was snoozing.
Sorry, you snooze, you lose. You can be ticket caller for the giveaway.
Alternator.
How about ticket caller?
You got 2.
Ticket caller would be a perfect job for you.
You can do one.
Always split it up. So
Yeah.
you get tired after so long.
Oh, he means the type of the
Oh, the type of games. Okay,
not be the bingo caller, but say we're going to be
I was
playing.
going to go, Jerry, you called that, honey. You missed it.
I already know there's the flag, there's the postage stamp, and then there's the free and four corners.
Random prizes. The only people that get to pick a prize are the 6 or 8 games that win. Then after that, you just drop for whatever's left, which there should still be plenty left. Yeah. At the Ozark meetup, we all got about 3 or 4 prizes.
I didn't get nothing. Susan got 3 items. I didn't get
all of it.
I never won. My number never came up. I never won.
No, I handed you some prizes, goofball.
Yeah, she did.
And then you told me to start handing them to her.
Well, it's just because she was winning, not me. I was just calling. I was just a ticket watcher. There was nothing in that we brought home. Seriously, nothing in that we brought home that I could use. She even took the fishing lures.
He got it.
She took the fishing lures I won and traded them away. So, I lost the fishing lures. She traded them for an apron.
A heather apron.
That's
so I got nothing out of that at meetup. All right.
Yeah, I'm sure that you're getting use out of something in there. I think you spelled karaoke wrong, honey.
Close enough.
Karoke, karaoke. It's a weird spelling. It is a weird spelling.
Mm-hmm.
Use the same cards over and over. Yeah. Yeah. Possibly. I'll go back another day and reprice them again, but the bingo halls use the same card. Double line. Yeah, I forget how many. They have whatever they do at Jonelle, the way his company does. I want to have those, however many games they have, I want to do that. But Blackout's the hardest one. That's the one where the person's got to fill up the whole entire card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that one's hard.
It was a good deal. It was an excellent deal. An excellent deal.
Kevin made out too.
Use highlighters instead of daubers. Yeah, it's a possibility.
Well, Jennifer, it was a heather apron. It was a Milk and Honey Heritage Farms apron. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent deal.
Yeah, I actually have another apron coming from her. I won one at
Yes, you did. That's
somebody's. But instead of giving me that specific one that she was drawing for, instead of that, she's going to make me a Christmas one.
Oh,
nice.
So I've been wanting one because I do more cooking in the winter, and I thought, wouldn't it be nice to have a Christmas apron? I could wear it in November and December and get a couple of months out of it a year. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. But I was going to say something. Don't you hate it when you're like, oh, I got to say this next, and you forget what you're going to say? How you doing? How you doing, Ariel?
Oh yeah. Yeah, all this meetup talk, and I wish I could go to one. I'm sort of stuck over here.
You
Yeah.
could
Ain't that
Have you
fun?
ever looked into how much it would cost for a flight?
Yeah, it's something like about $2,000 or $3,000, but of course that's in the local currency, which is probably worth monopoly money at the moment. So everything's still expensive for us, but like if you come over here, you probably think everything's not so expensive because the currency's probably like about 60 cents. 60 US cents for $1. It's just, ridiculous.
And
Yeah.
it's a
But,
16.
that's about this country's on. So, I think it'll be, in a few years' time, the last one to leave, just turn the lights out.
Yeah. I wish you could come here. That would be nice. I told Ariella if I ever won the lottery, I would fly her over and put her. I told her she had to come south though,
Yeah.
because I can't really help you. I can't really help you with nothing if you're not here.
Mm.
You know, I can't be a sponsor if you're far away from me. However, I do feel like Missouri is a lot cooler because when we went there for the meetup, it was already 90s here and it was in the 80s there. To me, that was nice weather.
I'd have to live at elevation though, because much over 80, I just don't like it. Actually, here's the hottest place I've ever been. The summer here was just ridiculous. Worse than Southeast Asia, which is crazy.
Trying to figure out what Jerry and Susan are looking at over there.
Tuber chat up also.
Oh, Tuber chat. Okay, cool. Yeah.
People are saying hi to me, and I'm typing a little bit once in a while over there.
I think March.
Yeah, that's the reason why March and April is better because Texas is so hot. You would just be miserable.
Yeah,
So,
I think March is a good one.
Yeah, I think March. March is more likely because I was thinking April is when another meetup is in my opinion. So, okay, so let me draw for these seeds. So the choices are these. If you're the winner,
Montana Bush. Montana Bush seeds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're getting these already.
I've got.
Yeah, and if you have everything or not interested in what's there, I have a whole bag of these. So we can find a better option. Those are just what I picked for today. So the email is also on there too. So if you win, send me your choice and your mailing address, unless you know for sure that I already have it. And I'll go ahead and I already got the envelope ready. I'll just address it and throw it in the mail. It'll go out I think Tuesday because I think Monday is considered a holiday, right? No. Just Friday?
Just Friday.
Okay.
Oh, no, I haven't. I will.
Tuber chat. Is there a bunch of people in Tuber chat?
Just 30. It's typical.
30? Yeah.
Yeah.
I went in there one day and I actually found a channel to exchange playlists with. So there's sometimes I go in there and I try to get somebody to exchange playlists with and I can't get anybody interested. I'm like, oh my goodness, people. But I found somebody, and we've been actually running each other's a couple of different times. So
Hey, there's Mark and Debbie.
so try July 4.
Two old
If you're
people on the couch.
doing seeds,
Rebecca.
Nancy, you want to call it out? Start from 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
All right, Mark and Debbie.
Hi, Mark and Debbie. How are you?
Woo!
And
Congratulations.
congratulations. Awesome, awesome. Welcome in, guys. I didn't even know they were in here. I must have missed them at some. Oh, there they are right there. Boom. Hi, Mark and Debbie. So let me put that back up real quick. Here we go. These are your choices and the email to send it to. So I don't even know if they do gardening. I'm not sure. I haven't had that particular conversation.
What the hell's going on there?
So are y'all doing anything tonight, Nancy, for the 4th?
No, but our neighbors do. So everybody around here likes fireworks. So I'll just go outside and enjoy that.
Yeah. We went and did the fort today, and that's pretty much going to be our celebration. Yesterday, I made us a nice pan of beef enchiladas, and then right during my hubby's live that he did, I made us a strawberry shortcake. So I'll be making some kind of dinner after this. Yeah, ground cherries are delicious. Did I put that as an option? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, pineapple, ground cherry, ground cherries are there.
I actually just harvested a bunch of those. I do not have a green thumb. Give them to Jan. Jan, you already have ground cherries coming. I actually just sent ground cherry seeds to about 4 or 5 different channels that asked for it in the chat one day. So they just have to be in the chat when I ask, huh?
We're waiting for yours to come, so we're gonna plant them in a special tote.
Oh, I sent y'all some too.
Well, from your member.
Yeah, your members.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Giveaway.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think. Yeah, those went in the mail. I put yours in the mail the same day I put Heather's in the mail.
Yeah,
I think I'm probably going to go process some more, because last year at Pinecone Fest I gave away Peak 4 o'clock seeds. So I think I might give away some pineapple ground cherry seeds. I might just process a bunch of those between now and
Is your 4 o'clocks blooming already?
Oh yeah.
Oh, ours isn't. Ours haven't started blooming yet.
Hadn't started blooming yet?
No. My hyacinth vine is growing really good, and the two spots planted it.
Yeah, mine kind of got covered up by my mammoth sunflowers over there. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but there is some green there's some green, the pods on there. So I usually just let them dry on the vine and then pick them later when they start getting dry, kind of like you would do with beans.
Yeah.
However,
we have a tube that I'm going to get weeded out the next day or so that we can amend it.
They're pretty, aren't they? I like them. I really like them. My dad used to grow those when I was younger. If I had enough of those seeds, I'd bring some of those to Pinecone Fest, but I have to have enough to give everybody some. So it has to be something I can get a lot of.
Right.
So we'll see. I kind of waited too long to harvest my cilantro and my dill. Both of them went to seed on me before I could get them, before I could even get the plant harvested.
Yeah. We have Jerry went and bought a cake fireworks thing that we're going to take across the street and put on the truck scale so we can sit on the front porch and have fireworks. That's about all we're going to do that way.
That's cool. We'll probably just listen to the neighbors shoot them off. They'll have them going off probably about 8 or 9 or 10.
Yeah.
They're having ours at a really small place this year, and we just don't want to get involved in that. Plus, we've been out in the heat all day. It was kind of like history, we were looking at the old fort, and we really had a good time. Never heard of the lantana bush. So the story about the lantana bush. So I harvested some lantana seeds from my friend who donates clothes to the ministry. Her name is April. I asked her if I could harvest some of her seeds. So I dried them out. I saved them in a bag, and I waited till this year to plant them. And my bushes were up, and they had beautiful yellow and pink little flowers on them. Well, when they went to cut our trees down, hubby said, my wife wants some of the smaller logs to either bring to meetups or use for gardening. So the guy didn't know that those lantana bushes were mine that I grew from seed. So he lined up the logs on top of my lantana bushes.
Oh no.
You could see the flowers sticking out of the bottom of the pile. And I sent my husband a picture. I said, I'm very excited about the logs. I said, first I want to ask you, did you tell him to put them there? He said, no. I said, either them or you is going to either buy me some seed or a couple of bushes, because I grew those from seed.
Yeah.
So he ordered me some seeds, and there's like 2,000 of them in there. There's a bunch. I'm going to start sharing some of those. So, I don't think there ended up being 2,000, but there was quite a bit, and I actually bagged all those up, and I'm going to be sharing those periodically. So he ended up taking the brunt, and I knew he would be the one ordering them. I knew he wasn't going to ask them, but I was, what man? Okay, Jerry, I'm sorry, I have to pick on you. What man on God's green earth puts logs on top of a bush with a flower on it?
Not one that doesn't think.
We got some of those here, because I always have to sit there when they're cutting grass, go out there and make sure I cut my sunflower down.
Yeah.
They did it 3 times. And I was like, don't cut my flowers. So,
my mom had trouble with her apartment, messing with her flowers and bushes and different things. So
they're nothing wrong. They're Mexicans and everything. So I wrote it and put it on big paper and everything. So 2 weeks ago when he was out there, I went out there and I showed him the paper. Por favor, no cortes las flores. Well, there's some going up here closer to the building underneath the kitchen window, and he took a step, and I said, no. He pointed. And I said it out loud to him without even reading the paper. He looked at me. He goes, oh, okay. I said, yeah, I know you can speak English.
Walk up, touch it. No.
Yeah. Once I spoke Spanish to him, he doesn't come over here no more.
Nancy, I wouldn't have been that nice. I would have said, you cut the flowers, I'm calling ice. I bet you
that's a good one.
I
would have had an office manager over here by that time.
Yeah, I understand. So I wasn't mad and I wasn't screaming, but I said, somebody's going to replace my seed or my bushes here. Okay. Seed is cheaper. However, I have to start over. However, I have a lot. So I have years worth now. And I'm sharing some. So that ends up, and people don't know what it is, but it's a really cool vine, and it will keep coming back every year. It'll live through the winter and come back every year. And it has beautiful yellow, orange, and some of them have pink. They're different colors, but it's
good for bees.
Will keep coming back, and they're good for bees. So somebody had to pay the price. So I said, it's either them or you. So he decided them, and I knew he wasn't going to ask them.
Yeah, that was nice of him.
I am happy to have the wood, but you did destroy my lantana bushes that I confiscated and asked. I begged for those seeds. Can I have some seeds? I want to grow these. She's like, sure. So anyway, so if somebody could put up the link for Simply Jan Homesteads Live, her live is starting in T-minus like 1 minute.
She just had it up a second ago.
Yeah, so go up there, guys, and go on over to Jan's live and see what she's up to tonight. I have no idea what she's talking about, but go see what her and the boss are up to.
There it is.
And thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Nancy and Susan and Jerry and Ariella for coming up. I hope you guys all have a good 4th, and I appreciate you coming up to celebrate with me. I decided to wear these little. I was trying to find something to put on that was festive. I was like, okay, yeah, we got that'll be appropriate. So anyway, I'm sorry, Susan, I never did get back with you the name of that store where they sell the T-shirts.
Well, that's okay. That's okay.
I meant to get back to you. I realized that after. I was like, oh, man.
It got busy.
But I know that the place that we're going to, we actually bought a T-shirt from there, the place that we're going to do the meetup for in Texas next year. Hubby bought me a T-shirt from there. So I already know that little store there has T-shirts. So just for future reference.
Good to know. Thank you.
I like to have T-shirts from places that I go. That's just one of my little quirky things.
Her name's Tulu or Tulilu. Anyway, she's done quite a few cruises, and she says she doesn't come home with souvenirs because if she can't wear it or eat it, she doesn't want to dust it.
Yeah, wear it or eat it. That's right.
Yeah, so I thought that's a great philosophy.
That's a great idea. So I have a lot of T-shirts from different places that I've gone. This one's not. This one just says "Let Freedom Reign." I put it on because I thought it looked kind of 4th of July.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided to wear this today. But yeah, let's go meet up over at Simply Jan Homestead and see what she's up to. Thank you guys all for coming in, and thank you for coming up on the panel. I appreciate you.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th, everyone.
May the 4th be with you.
What's that?
I said, may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Yes. I had to stay with a list. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Later.